Hi and welcome back to Bransford Webs. This week we've come down onto the lowest part of the nursery where we're currently potting our 2024 hellebores. So you can see behind me we've got the guys busy potting away the Frostkiss series, and Sarah will zoom in while I keep talking and explaining a little bit about what's happening. So these come in as plugs that are micro-propagated, and then they're potted into 2 litre pots. These are then stood down pot thick. If Sarah walks around the corner, she should just be able to show you how as they go down the conveyor, and we put the pot toppers onto them to prevent weed problems later in the year. So that helps to grow weed free and reduce our labour input onto that. But the guys are potting like mad at the moment, so they've got a lot of plants to pot over the next week, 2 weeks. Week 14, 15 our big hellebore wheat pots on the nursery, and that's producing a crop that will become ready, as I say, so the Frostkiss in particular will be ready in January 2024. So big investment in time, a lot of work on those to produce a really chunky plant that will flower its head off in spring next year in the garden centres. But that's next year, so so you see behind me all the pots, everything waiting, and the pot toppers we use, which are cocoa fibre. So they go onto the top of the pots. The plant can quite happily go through and push its crown through there and produce a weed-free pot, so it's fresh and looking great as it arrives into you next year. But that's it for next year. What's going on? So potting like mad now for then. But it's all about this year now. The sun's shining. It really feels like spring stood out here at the moment. And we've got Easter just around the corner. So the stock we're showing you now, we're ready to come into you, ready for next week and for Easter sale. So fingers crossed that the weather stays good and we get some good stock. So apologies about the compressor. Hopefully you can hear me okay over the compressor noise. We can't switch that off. It needs to keep going for the guys potting. So first of all, for next week, Nemesia confetti. So it's the confetti improved, which has got a more compact habit than the original confetti, but it's still got the lovely pink and yellow flowers on there as well. So confetti is completely hardy, really tough variety, perennial version, and will flower its way right the way through the summer. I find with this variety, actually, I have to trim it halfway through the summer just to keep its size and stuff back, keep it nice and tight, but then it'll flower again right the way through to the autumn and early winter. So that's Nemesia confetti online for next week. A really good traditional spring flowering plant is Aqualegias, and we've got the Spring Magic range online now with 4 varieties. So we've got the pink and white here, but check the full availability and your reserve update for all the varieties that are online. We've put our Achillea Tutti Fruities online as well now. Really good chunky pot full, really nice fresh foliage and good for planting now. So your customers get to enjoy that flower colour later in the spring in their garden. Our 2 litre Aranary Montanas have just gone online as well, and that's looking lovely. There's bits of buds starting to form in here too. So really dense, overwintered crop. This was trimmed back about a month ago, and it's just flushing out of that trim. So you get a really strong mound forming habit, and the buds are just coming on. And with this weather, in a week's time, those buds will be breaking colour. On to a few shrubby things then. They're looking nice at the moment. So we've put Lavender Arabian Nights online now. So this is an intermediate type of lavender, propagated here on the nursery, so propagated in the UK and grown all the way through in the UK. Really nice UK grown lavender, Arabian Nights, and you get these lovely long purple flower spikes later in the year. Hebe wise, check out the full availability, because we've got good availability for next week. Although after that it probably will start dwindling off a little bit. But we've got Pink Pixie and Purple Pixie have gone online for next week. So this is our second spring batch. Again, nice tight habit to that. Good bushy plant. On the same vein as Hebe, but not quite Hebe, with a bit of Purple Pixie stem broken in there, we've got Para-Hebe Snowcap. Again, nice overwinter crop, just flushing out its growth, looking really nice at the moment. And then if you want spring flowering colour from shrubs, we've got Duitzia. So we've got 2 Duitzias online at the moment. Absolute loads and loads and loads of bud. And they will just flower their heads off from now for the next sort of 6-7 weeks and look really good in the garden. And it's a good bomb-proof shrub that performs really well. And then just to finish off this week's list with another herbaceous plant. So we've got Salvia caradonna. So again, the first flower spikes are just developing. Really nice upright plant. Great performer in the garden. Great at all the spring shows as well. So you quite often see this on TV. But yeah, Salvia caradonna. So check out the full availability, because this is just a small part of what's gone online ready for the Easter weekend. We've got a bumper availability this week, so do speak to your reps. check the availability or check the web shop. Until next week, goodbye.